Morning, everyone. It's Monday, on the 17th of June, 2019. If I work hard this week, I might get a 4-day weekend this time around. Because next week on Monday, it's National Holiday for Quebec. So that's going to be cool. So this morning, it's a bright sunny morning. Yesterday I prepped my car a little bit and I fixed it, and waking up to notice that I got too flat. The rear right wheel again had a second protrusion inside, which I fixed right away. And then when I came back from doing running my errand, the front right side now had a nail in it, a screw, a well embedded screw, and so I had to fix that as well. So this morning I checked the pressure, and with the change of temperature it went down by 2 pounds. So we'll see tonight when I get back in my car during the day, see if I'm still going to be at 28 or less than that. If I'm at less than 28, the leak, the patch that I did wasn't perfect. The thing is, when you're doing a patch plug or a cord, in that case more of a cord plug, it's like these strips of cord that are like rubbery compound that you take off the protrusion, you drive the edge, and then you bring it inside and you burn it. And it's important that you burn it, because it's when it's starting to melt that seals the hole. And plus I had slime inside, which is slime is a green product that you put inside the tires to seal the holes. So not only I put cement, but I also put slime in it, so the hole should be colmated properly. You know, I like this job, but like I said 1,000 times before, waking up early is just a pain in the ass. For me, I've been working for 29 years of my life. I feel like I'm due for retirement, but unfortunately I don't have the salary or savings to take retirement right away. I think that if I would win the lottery, I would take it very slowly. I would find myself a shop, bring all my things over there and move there, and then I would slowly take the time to go back to school, relearn stuff that I forgot, that I didn't use, and take the time to go back to school and get my high school, my GED, and then after that do others qualification. So I would get papers, like qualification, and so that I could do the job I want legally. Because if I would have a shop, I would like to have the qualification to show the paper, to show that I can do it, and not only the paper, but I have the experience to match with it. So that's why if I would go to the training centers, for me it would be easy, because I already have most of the experience. I would just have to learn a few things here and there to specialize myself more into it. So that would be a good choice for me. And I think that if I would win the lottery, I would take my nephew along with me. I would try to change his life for a more positive view. Finish high school, help him finish his high school, because he has nothing behind him, and try to do something better with his life. Because right now his life is going into a darker hole every time. So, because Me in my life, I had support from my dad and my mom all my life, and I had love from my dad and my mom all my life. So there is nothing. I don't see life the way he does, because I'm 45 years old and he's 22, 21. And he never got support from his mom and his dad, and he was what we call an accessory child. An accessory child is like when two people, they have a kid, either by accident, and they not that they didn't want him, but at one point he stopped being cute and he started being annoying, and they stopped caring anymore. And when my nephew turned like that, she dumped him to his dad because she split up with her husband. And the dad is not the greatest example of a man in life. In fact, he's quite scummy, I would say, and quite an idiot. So my poor nephew never got any support from his mom or his dad, and he's the result of what an accessory child is, or an accident. And my sister is not the most impressive mom in the world. There's always something. She just lacked the complete understanding, and she gobbled up everything that people tells her, and she's a follower. She will follow along and tag along with everybody that knows more than her, and she's the perfect example of a Quebecer sheep. Sadly as it sounds, she doesn't have a mind of her own, and the time that for me she was becoming interesting, she was following conspiracy and she was learning more, and she was actually opening her eyes. At one point it did a 180 and she stopped doing that completely, and she turned into a better sheep instead of being a better person, a more knowledgeable person. She turned into a sheep and stopped enlightening herself about what's going on in the world. So that goes to show how she is. And my nephew, he's just as much of a sheep as everybody else. He's following everybody on. Everybody that tells him whatever. Everybody that's not his family is following what they say, taking it for granted and just following what he thinks. That's what it is. That's what these people says. And he's always hanging like with the wrong crowd. And I didn't talk with him yet about a lot of things. I talked with him a few times, but when his mom split and moved to a new house, she told him that he would move with her and they would spend time together and blah blah blah, and false promises. And next thing you know, 6-7 months later, she made herself a new boyfriend, and the two kids took the side again. Every time it's like that. Every time she just can't be alone, you know. She just cannot live alone and dedicate the time to her sons that actually needs her. It's always boyfriend. She needs a man in her life to be validated. And for me, I don't need anybody in my life to validate me. I'm my own man. I don't need fucking anyone. I don't need my wife. I don't need anyone. I don't come from the same background as my nephew, but my sister came from the same background as I do, and she just can't dedicate herself to what being a mom is all about. My mom, she's what we call like the perfect mom. She might not be rich, but she was completely dedicated to us, to me and my sister, and she really did her best to guide me and help me throughout my life and help me each time I needed it. That's what a true mom is. So seeing my nephew where he is right now really hurts me, because I wish I would be in a better situation to help him, but I'm not. I'm not rich, and I don't want to be. It's not because I would be rich that I would help him have things easier. The only thing I would do if I was rich is I would put a roof over his head where he wouldn't have to stress about anything except taking care of his own room and go back to school. But in fact, we would go back to school at the same time. We would both study the same thing and work in the same thing so that he could actually go somewhere in life, not struggle like I did. I struggled for 29 years to get where I am now, and where I am now is I'm the best at everything I do. And right now, this job that I'm doing, the only thing I'm not the best at is waking up early in the morning. It wears me out, but it's going to be for a short time until my body gets used to it. But like I say, when I work my hours, I get Fridays off. So right now I got a good amount of hours left. I got almost a whole day left. So now my boss is going to be there this morning because I want to ask him what he's charging, what hours did he put in. It would have been nice if they would have paid the overtime, but that deal is good as well because last week I got 3 days off, 3 days to relax. Damn, it's just 7:14 and there's already traffic here. This stupid highway is always like clogged up like a drain with too much air in it. Here, let me tell you about a story about this highway. Back in 2012, when I was working for Trimble, we did the road inventory of this highway, meaning the road survey of this highway, and we gave the data to the MTQ, the Ministère des Transports du Québec, our DOT, and they said that they were going to transform this highway into a 3-lane highway, and they never did. They had the money to do it, they had the budget to do it, and it just disappeared. It's such bullshit. If they would have made this highway a 3-lane highway, there wouldn't be any traffic here any times. But because the DOT has a scam with the petroleum industry, they always created these zones of traffic to make sure everybody wastes their time, everybody wastes their gas. Anyway, that's not what's it. These videos are about me, my daily vlog. It's not social commentary. I did plenty of that already. Right now, what really concerns me is my nephew's mental health and future. And I would really like to work really hard to be able to help him out. But sadly, I'm not rich. And, like I say, if I was rich, I wouldn't give in into his needs of getting money to buy pots and shit like that. He would get out of this. He does this, like to escape everyday life and everyday problems, because he actually has pain inside. It's not, oh, boo-hoo, deal with life and grow up. No, seriously, he didn't have it easy, and it wasn't all fun and game for him. And not having support from your parents really marks you up in life. One of my friends, who almost turned out like my nephew right now, decided to change at one point in his life and grow up. And he was smoking weed 3-4 times a day, and he decided to turn his life around and change the way things are and get better and get better shape. And last time I talked with him, he told me that he quit. Not he didn't quit, but I mean he slowed down to about just once a week smoking weed, and he's cut down on cigarettes. But how do you make someone understand that it's bad for their health when that's all they know for their entire life? And how how do you make someone understand that they don't need that? There's other way to move something better in life than doing drugs and trying to escape life's problems. That's not how any of this works. When you try to escape things, they always catch up to you. There's no escaping life. And when there is escaping life, you end up in hell. And people will say like, oh, we don't believe in hell, anything like this. Well, you don't have to believe in hell. Hell believes in you just as much as heaven believes in you. I'm not religious under any forms, but these two principles, I saw them from my own eyes. I saw angels in my life and I saw demons in my life. And I can swear to you that either both of sides, they actually exist. Life is not fun and games all the times. Unless you are fortunate enough to study and have a good job, that you can actually earn enough money that you can spend your time or wasting your time doing all these things. One of my younger friends went to school and university and college to study video games, and right now he's working. He's been at it for 5 years now, and he's working for a big video game company, Ubisoft, and they downsized the company, but they didn't fire anyone. They just say we're gonna reduce the work office space to just what we need. We're gonna move somewhere else cheaper, but everybody else you can work from home. So right now he wakes up around 10, 11, and he works on his program, do his reports, and play video games. What more can you want? And after 5 years, he's done paying all his studies, like his student loans and all that thing. So all the money he makes right now, it's in his pocket. And next autumn, he's going on a trip to Japan. He's going for a month trip in Japan for all the week vacation he accumulated. Lucky him. I work all my life and I never managed to go to Japan. Right now, for the next 6 months, I have to work my ass off and manage to pay everything off so that by December I'll have money saved and I can pass a good holidays. But in the situation where I am now, I make enough money that I don't need to work a second job. I don't have to strain myself anymore. This job is plenty enough, and when the salary is going to come in, it's going to be good enough. So anyway, that's enough for my rant today. It's a freaking long video. It's going to be long to upload. I wish you all a good day.